Bam, bam, bam. We're back, baby. It was a smooth transition today. No cuts, the same thing over and over. It was smooth today. Your boy is good. Me and D Rose have dialed in the quality of the sound right before the episode. We're ready today, y'all. We're ready. UFC is in Paris. But before we get started, if you don't know who we are, my name is Matt. On this side of your screen is my man, D Rose, and this is the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. D Rose, let the people know how you've been since last week, and let me check the chat because the boys were in here early today.
Hey, things been great over this way, and hey, love the energy you coming in with. So gotta keep the energy up. So loving it there, and just keeping it keeping it good as always. The bet's been the last couple of weeks. Hey, been coming up pretty good here lately. I've been trying to be a little bit smarter in terms of my strategy as far as betting wise, and it's been coming up good for me. So if I keep coming up good, you might see a boy on an appearance of Change the Cheddar to where I can try to give you guys some solid gambling advice. But hey, I got to make sure I got to keep my flow real quick before I decide on that.
Hell yeah. With that being said, I'm going to let you guys know what we are going to talk about today, and then we'll go over the chat real quick. Shout out everybody that's been in here, and then we'll get into the show. So real quick, we are going to recap the headlines from this past weekend's UFC in Singapore. It was Saturday morning. It feels way longer than a week ago at this point. It feels like so long ago, but we'll get into it. Then we'll cover UFC news and fight announcements, everything that's happened since last week outside the cage, mostly like the fight announcements. I would get D Rose's opinion on them. And lastly, we will break down and make our picks and predictions for this upcoming weekend's UFC in Paris. Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak, the polar bear. Man, it's a wild card, dude, but hopefully I can win some cheddar this weekend. So I'm pretty ready to talk about that for the most part. So as I said, we got Lush Lomain. The whole squad was here early today. That's right. And I know Silent Six was in here last night, like when I first posted, like 23 hours ago. He was in here. I saw him, but I know it was going to disappear though.
What's first thing in the morning for him, you know?
Yeah. We got Tank Niner in here. Let's go, baby. What's going on, Tank Niner? How you doing? The squad got deleted. Oh no. Hopefully
on some Thanos shit. Just and they go.
I've seen it. I can confirm. That's what's up. I wish I could stay up and watch the boys live, but I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Oh no, brother. Good Tank Niner. We appreciate you stopping by here. Showing some love to your boys over here. Truly appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Lush Lomain saying, "Miss you, Tango. The work grind ain't easy. Indeed, it's not." Disgusting. Yeah.
What's good for you, man?
Same thing today. Oh man. So everyone just having to work. Well, hopefully you guys can stop by over here tonight. Relax. Let's talk some fights. Like why not?
Heck yeah. Have it in your headphones while you're going to sleep, man. There's a couple times where I listen to podcasts when I'm going to sleep. Maybe keep us in your ears while you're going to sleep, and maybe we can lullaby you with our MMA talk.
Or maybe keep you up because of the craziness that happens over here. I missed one fight on a 6-leg parlay because Span can't fight, or the judges. That was a close decision. I feel like it probably could have gone either way, to be honest. And William Anderson ready for Manon the Beast this weekend. Hope you boys are. Sorry, go ahead, D-Rose.
No, I just like saying the name Manon Fior. It's like I heard the soundtrack of Manon Fiorot, her name, and it says it's like Manon Fior. Like the way she says it is so funny. So I've been walking through my house, literally going Fior, Fior, and like my wife, she was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I just I can't help it. I just keep saying the name, and now it's like stuck in my head because I heard the soundtrack.
Manon Fior. Fior. Hope you boys are having a good night. Congrats on your gold Khabib hit, man. Hell yeah. It's on eBay right now. Me and my girlfriend are going to Vegas for Bullet versus Grasso too in I think 2 weeks now. So I'm gonna
Ching.
sell it and hopefully fund a hotel room at New York for a night. That would be pretty sick. And we got Lush Lomain. Yes, sir, indeed. And the guy has made an appearance here on the podcast. And people that got me into the YouTube itself. Like I was asking Macy Collectibles questions here on his channel like way before I even started my channel. He was really like into UFC cards and got me into it like 100%. So I attribute me opening cards on this channel to this guy, Macy Collectibles, right here. Absolute G. And truly, thank you for the $10 donation, Macy. I mean, like don't get too many over here, but hell yeah, it just feels nice when he does. Yeah, so
he was there from when you were kind of starting from the ground up, man. So yeah, and there's still always more to build, but him kind of seeing you at the beginning to kind of where you're at now, you definitely came a long way, but yeah, I know you're going to keep working hard to push even further.
Yeah, I'm gonna get emotional right here, but truly, brother Macy, thank you. If you're on trivia later on tonight, and if you guys are interested in UFC card trivia, Macy is starting in 30 minutes. Macy is doing a UFC card trivia over on his channel. So if you're just interested in UFC cards and not really caring about the fights this weekend, feel free to go watch Macy Collectibles trivia tonight because that's what he's doing over there, giving away some cards and things like that. But starving the flaming there you go, D-Rose. I'm gonna let you read
it. Stop that flaming crows, boys. I'm light, but we made
it. solid 6 in here. The Godfather, respect. Indeed he is, dude. Congrats on the gold. Indeed. Macy Collectibles, the OG is back, and Macy is hopefully gonna start popping back up here a lot more on YouTube because he said he was, so I take him at his word, and he'll be live here a lot, ripping cards, things like that. So once again, I'll highlight Macy Collectibles. If you're not following Macy Collectibles and you're interested in UFC cards, he gives out free cards quite a bit. Go follow Macy Collectibles. He's an absolute gent, dude. It gets me every time. All right, and shout out.
It's natural, man. I got that. I got the natural Aussie in me, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm a big Adesanya fan, obviously. From New Zealand, but and then Robert Whittaker, big fan of him. So maybe it's just kind of rubbed off on me over the years.
Well, maybe if you guys are lucky, you'll get some French accents tonight out of D-Rose. So with that being said, this past weekend, Max Holloway versus Korean Zombie, brother. I guess you want to start at the main event real quick and just kind of, the fight kind of went how we knew it would, or how about this? Did you win any bets this weekend, and what bets did you lose this weekend? And then I'll go, and then we'll talk about some fights.
So really, the Max did hurt me because I had 4 or 5 decision, but I had I had a 4-leg parlay. It was Giga Blanchfield. I hit the under on the Tafa and Porter fight, and then I had Max 4 or 5 decision. So obviously. That didn't hit, but then I hit I had a 2-leg parlay. I actually placed a straight 50 on Giga and Aaron to win outright, and it hit that one. So that was the biggest one I had hit. There was another parlay I'd placed. I couldn't remember which one that one was at this point because that one didn't hit either. But yeah, for the most part, just those 3. I've been trying to be a little bit more strategic as far as how much I've been betting and things like that, and maybe placing more money on one bet that I'm really confident on.
Fair enough. Me, on the other hand, I do, as I do every weekend, I'm machine gun parlay over here about $25, hoping to win, 3, 5, 1,000, 200,000 if I'm lucky. But yeah, didn't hit anything. A few that really kind of shadowed my night was I had Kazama by KO, and he ended up getting KO'd, dude. like early, dude. He just broke. I had Rinya Nakamura via finish, dude, and dude, Fernie Garcia is tough as all hell. And then I think it had Max 4-5 or decision, and he obviously knocked out Zombie in the third, dude. So it's like just a few just didn't go my way. And it is what it is. What can you do? But aside from that, D-Rose, what happened in the main event that I guess you didn't expect to happen? Because kind of went how I thought it was going to. It just happened a little bit earlier. Zombie came out like one of us is getting knocked out right here. Let's go.
Yeah. I want to talk about in terms of like before the fight, because let's just say like I didn't get to watch the fight live. I ended up going back and watching it after the fact. The co-main event and main event I got to miss. I was at work. I got to watch most of the card, but going back and actually watching the Korean Zombie entrance, like I might have watched it 20 times. Like, I mean, and like every time I watch it, dude, the hairs on the back of my neck just will not sit down for the life of me. Like and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it now. Just the whole crowd just going zombie, just singing, his song throughout the crowd, just echoing through just the support that he had. And the legend that he is, people knowing that it was going to be his last fight. So the crowd was just trying to will him almost to victory. And he even had some certain moments in the fight. But man, I really love the crowd, the energy that Singapore really brought. And in terms of the fight, yeah, it went in terms of similar how we thought it would. We thought that Korean Zombie was going to have a tough time kind of closing distance and keeping Max in the pocket. There were a couple of times where Zombie landed pretty big, and the crowd started getting behind Zombie, roaring pretty good. And there in that second round, when Max had dropped him, Max had tried to be merciful, tried to hit him with the the darts, and tried to be merciful for him. Zombie's just too tough for his own good. Actually ends up getting up and lands a few shots on Max after he ends up getting up from getting knocked down as well. So there in the third round, Max knew that Korean Zombie is just going to charge in. Zombie's just going in, just going for the kill. The crowd's just going nuts. Max jumps back, and Zombie made a comment earlier in the week saying Max doesn't have one punch power. Well, man, he proved it that time and getting his first finish since 2018 against Ortega. So a good performance from Max. But yeah, Zombie, as sad as it was to see him go out poetically, it was kind of like he just threw down the gloves and said, "Man, it's kill or be killed," and it was just kind of poetic in a way to kind of see the way he went out.
Hell yeah, dude. I honestly couldn't have said it any better than that. And I'm actually glad that you pointed out like the entrance, because like the meme all week from Andy from The Office sitting at like at his like the desk singing that song. I'm just like, dude, that's all of us this whole week. And Chris letting us know, hey, future trivias will be on Mondays. That's my bad for scheduling over your show. This will be the only week. No problem, Macy. Everyone has their own shit going on. Like, it just is what it is, brother. If you want to do it Wednesdays, UFC cards, that's your thing. We like strictly talk fights here on the Wednesdays. So, if you want to do it Wednesdays, no problem, brother. It is what it is. Everybody's got their own channel and times that they can do things. So, it is what it is. But once again, go support Mason Collectibles because he's the guy. He's the man. Anyway,
and the good thing about YouTube, they can always go back and listen. You know what I mean? You can always go back and listen. So no friendly fire here.
Yeah, for sure. And he actually has like you kind of need to be like fucking live when you do his show. So I mean, you can always come back to listen to us and just get our picks. It is what it is. The accent would be good enough to fool the drop bears in Australia. They think you're a local.
Hell yeah, that's dope. I'm saying he's going to try to get me potentially doing like some voice acting or something. Hell, I'm gonna have to look into that now.
Jim, I thought it was close, man. Like I personally thought Spann won, and I picked Anthony Smith to win. So that's just me.
Yeah, Well, I
Thought
figured we were probably getting
draw.
that fight here in a minute.
Yeah, I thought it'd go both way. What a great send off. Zombie getting the ground got me choked up a little. Yeah.
That, swear to goodness, I watched it and I definitely got a lump in my throat when I heard the crowd just singing, and he just, before he walks in, he's just kind of willing the crowd, just kind of doing the thing, and man, it was just an awesome moment, just soaking that in.
Yeah, and I guess since it was the co-main event, real quick, dude. Spain versus Smith. I guess I just kind of told you how I thought it was going to, or how it went, but I guess Ryan Spann showing that his defense getting a little bit better, but Anthony Smith shouldn't have knocked him out the first time because Anthony Smith isn't the power puncher. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, and he'll say that, he'll tell everyone that. So Ryan Spann shouldn't have got mollywop like that like the first time. I know he got subbed the first time, but he was,
dude, he was getting boxed. He was getting boxed the fuck up in that first fight, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, so it's like that shouldn't have been happening because Anthony Smith, that isn't Anthony Smith. So it's like, he is getting a little bit better on his defense, so that's good to see. I'm surprised that he lost that fight though. What's your thoughts on that? Because we have to get into I guess the real co-main event, the Blanchfield versus Santos. So
yeah, I mean, I think really, I thought it was just, real clear 1-1, in terms of, who won the first. I thought Anthony won the first. I thought Spann won the second. Obviously Spann had that moment in the second round where honestly, I thought he was going to finish it. Anthony Smith is just so damn tough, dude. And you just cannot, you're literally going to have to kill him in order to finish him. I mean, Glover literally had to knock his teeth out of his damn mouth in order to get him to get the TKO win. So, Anthony Smith's not going to quit, but I just think, and it's just what you criticize Ryan Spann for all the time. It just seems like he just has these low IQ moments when in the third round, he just had no sense of urgency, in my opinion, and constantly trying to go for a guillotine and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just felt like that he just didn't have enough of a sense of urgency there in the third round to really push and kind of get that win. And he kind of left it up to the judges. And I thought Smith could have potentially done enough to win that third round. He was landing some good leg kicks and stuff as well. He had some pretty impactful shots. So, I thought Spann just left it up to chance there in the third round, and I thought he squandered it really more than Anthony Smith won it. But I did think that, in terms of the decision, had Spann won, I couldn't have been mad. But seeing Smith won, it's just like, I'm not surprised either. I wouldn't really surprise either way.
Yeah, fair enough. D-Rose, how do you guys feel about Talia Santos' performance? I feel like she's still a monster. And Great Horse, I'm going to take your comment off the screen for a second because we're going to talk about this fight, and I must let D-Rose, confess his heart's desires right now about this fight, D-Rose. So let me change up the background real quick, and I'll let you get talking, brother. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Nice. No, well, honestly, I thought that comment was perfect leading into this because really my biggest thing was for Erin Blanchfield getting the win was that you could see there in that first round, she faced a little bit of adversity. And, she was getting hit, she was getting leg kicked. And Erin Blanchfield even mentioned after the fight, like, hey, those leg kicks, those were not fun at all. Those hurt. And she said she even leg kicked harder than what she had thought she was going to once she had felt some of the power shots. And I just thought that Erin Blanchfield there in the second round, just really played it smart. She was trying to go for blow with Talia Santos there in the first round. Just not going to happen. You're not the better kickboxer than Talia Santos. She's going to rip your head off if you keep trying to play with her in range like that. And I thought just there in the second round, she was really able to kind of get the fight in her position. Really was able to use her cardio, her pace, her wrestling. Tyler went to go for, well, it was kind of like that almost like a hip toss kind of sweeper or whatever it was, and Blanchfield kind of took advantage of that position, was able to kind of ride her out there in the second round. started to wear on her. And you can see there in the third round, even though Blanchfield wasn't successful with the takedowns, the cardio was just wearing on Tyler Santos there after a while. And Tyler Santos is not a fighter that just gets tired. We've seen in that Valentina Shevchenko fight, even with the fractured orbital after the headbutt that Valentina, it was an accidental headbutt, but we've seen how tough Tyler Santos is. And, dude, that was a 5-round fight. She had plenty of cardio for that fight. Dude, in that third round, she was absolutely gassed in that third round of that fight against Erin Blanchfield. And I thought Blanchfield really took control of that third round with her boxing. I thought Tyler Santos was winding up with big shots, and I thought Erin Blanchfield was landing the 1-2 and was able to kind of use her footwork and getting out of range. Her striking is not the greatest, but her wrestling and her jiu-jitsu is so good, and her cardio is so good. I thought her cardio was something that I wasn't aware of until this fight, and we know how good Tyler Santos is, and now I think that's why even though it wasn't as this groundbreaking performance, Blanchfield comes through with a submission or a knockout or something like that. Dude, Tyler Santos is definitely next level and was a couple rounds away from being the champ. And I thought for Blanchfield, for her to be underdeveloped, dude, because she's still getting better. She's still not at her full potential just yet. And she's still beating some of the best women in the world right now. So that's why, in my opinion, I do think she's undeniable for the title at a certain point. Will it be her next fight? I actually don't think it will be her next fight. I don't. I think she'll get one more fight. Potentially deciding on the Rose and Manning fight this weekend. I think she could potentially fight the winner of that fight as well. Because I think Manning hasn't quite made a name for herself as much in the division either. And I can see that being the number one contenders fight. But Blanchfield's not fighting for the title next, but at one point or another, she's going to end up fighting for the title and likely winning it.
Okay. D-Rose seemed to have calmed down a little bit from when the fight first happened this past weekend because...
Well, she had me hit my bet. So, yes, I was excited that she had me hit my bet, and I thought it was...
D-Rose was messaging me like she was the second John Jones. I was like, what is happening? Like, do you not see the holes? Dude, I said it right after the Jessica Andrade fight. Dude, her striking defense and head movement is probably some of the worst that I've seen, dude. She just gets boxed up. And, dude, I personally thought she lost that fight. I thought she lost the first round and the second round. I don't think the cage pushing was enough to win the second round, dude. I got to be honest. She didn't do enough damage in that fight. And I went back, dude. I don't think she dropped Talia Santos with the elbow in the third either. Although she clearly won like the round. I think like Santos was like shooting for a takedown at the exact same time that she threw an elbow. So the elbow may have landed, but I think she was also shooting for a takedown last second as well. So it was a close fight. Dude, I'm not impressed, dude. Maybe Erin Blanchfield is everyone else's Sean O'Malley to me, dude, because everyone was just like, after the Peter Yan fight, it's like, I'm not impressed by him because he didn't like win that fight. Maybe that's how I feel about Erin Blanchfield right now, dude, because I don't think she won that fight, man. And I see gaping holes in her game, dude. Dude, she gets cracked in the first round of every single fight, dude. And if she can't get the fight down, dude, then we saw what it looks like this weekend. It's this boring cage pushing match, dude. And I don't want to see that. I personally don't think that grew her stock much at all. And I agree with you. I think that that she needs one more before I would even like to see her sniff a title. But who knows what UFC is going to do. Yeah, dude, I would like to see her fight the winner of this weekend to maybe solidify, her title position. So I agree with you, man.
Yeah, but my whole point in like me being, obviously I was excited about her having me hit my bet. So yes, I'm excited there. But in a sense too, she's 24 years old and being put in a position to where, the media is behind her, just completely pushing her, as far as being one of the next up and comers. And we've seen a lot of the young up and comers in her position when they end up getting a top level fighter like that. I mean, because Taila Santos' only loss in the UFC is to Valentina Shevchenko. She is a savage. Like she's no one to reckon with, and for Blanchfield to go in there and get a win in that position when people know, like, hey, you could potentially be fighting for a title. Me personally, I don't think she's going to fight for the title next, but hey, the media is pushing her. As you said, we don't know what the UFC could do at this point, and a lot of people in that position at her age tend to crumple in those positions, and I think in that spot, a lot of young up and comers lose. I thought she came up big, and I thought she rose to the challenge. And I did think she won the second round. I just thought where Taila Santos lost it was when she ended up letting Blanchfield get the top control. And
after she went for the takedown, it's like
yeah, and that's where Taila Santos lost the second round. And that's why, in my opinion, I thought Blanchfield did win the fight, but she did enough to win the fight, in my opinion.
Fair enough, dude. Did Aaron damage her eye? Was that from Shevchenko? I actually think she got eye poked there, if you ask me, or like it was like a glove scratch in the eye or something like that. But it is what it is. Her performance did not impress Matt. Indeed, it was not good. I am not impressed by your performance.
There you go, bringing out the French accent.
All right, no, that was my GSP. That was my French Canadian.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Still that's a French accent.
All right, dude. So, and I saw a Lush comment here about, and then we'll hop into this one because this is pretty much the only other one that I really want to talk about from the card. Renya Nakamura versus Fernie Garcia. Nakamura has a Khamzat Shavkat feeling about him. I don't know about McGregor. I think you're getting. I think people were calling Kazama the Japanese Conor McGregor, but Nakamura I compare to an Ilia Topuria because he's got nice hands and he's got a solid ground game, as y'all saw I like this weekend, because Ilia Topuria has also got a pretty solid ground game. We just don't tend to see it too often because he's just been mashing fools. So what's your thoughts on Nakamura versus Fernie Garcia, dude? And then we can get into announcements and fights for this weekend.
Fernie Garcia is an absolute savage. Just for him to not get finished by Nakamura, to some of the shots that Nakamura was landing, it's just crazy. But you understand why he's never been finished once you kind of see him sustain that type of damage. But yeah, Nakamura, he's young. He's still going to have a lot of time to develop, but he's definitely an explosive prospect right now. Hands are nice, like you said, good submissions as well. So he's super well rounded, and I'm definitely going to be excited for him to see how he kind of gets matched up.
Yeah, dude, at 135 too, dude. So he's
and a killer division too. So it ain't gonna be easy, but that's what I said. He'll definitely need some development. But what is he, like 9-0 or 10-0 or something like that? But he's still relatively green, but he's definitely got all the tools for sure.
Yeah, and with that being said, we do have to announce the pick champ, D-Rose. I got to be honest. It was Blanchfield versus Santos, which I picked Santos. You picked Aaron Blanchfield. You got that one. It was Parker Porter versus Junior Tafa, which I picked Parker Porter. And
again,
but dude,
again,
Junior Tafa has 4 fights. Parker Porter has a lot of fights.
It's Parker Porter, dude. It is Parker Porter.
Tafa, just like Junior Tafa is pretending to be a heavyweight, weighing in with all of his clothes on, and he's just kind of, I guarantee you he's like 230 something, 240 something, but he weighs in with all of his clothes on and his fucking shoes on. So it's like he's pretending to be a heavyweight, dude. So it is what it is. And then the first fight of the night was. What was the first fight of the night, D-Rose? It was Garrett,
Sungwoo Choi and shit.
Like the dude looks like a skateboarder. I don't know, but you
Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got that one right. So I started off good, but D-Rose won the last 2, which means I am no longer pick champ this week. It's gone. It's over on D-Rose's side. He's holding it together because his kid's pulling it apart. But
Trying to anyway.
One of these days we'll actually Choi versus Aaron's. There, Jarno Aaron's. That was his name.
What I say, Jaren's?
Yeah,
I combined his first and last name, I think.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Les. You're the man, dude, for letting us know that.
Let's
So
go.
D-Rose and new this week. So congratulations on that. Sketchy card. It was at 5 a.m., dude, and I was just hoping for the best. But yeah, dude, with that being said, let's get into fight news and announcements. Things from this past week that we missed out on. So, possibly. Oh, I got to share my screen.
Bling, bling.
Let's see, let me where we're at. This was
wearing it like a necklace
a week ago.
The champ is here.
There we go. Perfect.
Wearing it like a bib.
Share this. You dork. All right. Let me share this. And screen. Don't need the audio in case, they're playing some music. But let's go. So first fight to announce, dude. Kind of a good one. Yeah, we got body bags. Joe Pyfer taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan. UFC Vegas 80 on October 7th. What's your thoughts on that, my guy?
That is that blocking my
no,
sound at all? Yeah, no, that's an interesting fight. That's Abdul Razak Al Hassan. That's a dangerous fight for Joe Pyfer for sure.
Time out. D-Rose, I'm gonna let you correct two cuffs. I'm gonna let you correct two cuffs because the whole time that two cuffs has been out, I have had the pick championship. D-Rose finally won it back this week. That's completely.
The last couple of weeks we swapped. The last two or three we swapped back and forth each week. But you held it for about like 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Great.
yeah, you held it for about 6 weeks or so. But and like I said, the last couple of weeks we've been going back and forth. But I got 2 out of the last 3. And hey, who's counting though? But hey, the thing is, moving forward, 2 cups is going to stay how it was. It's going to stay how it was.
All right, man. But go ahead. Thoughts on Razak Al Hassan versus Joe Pyfer?
No, I guess more or less just that I'm surprised that Abdul Razak Al Hassan is taking the fight. I know he was really chasing after that Joaquin Buckley fight. He wanted the rematch. 2? No, I don't want 2 of that. But no, Joe Pyfer, yeah, that should be a good fight. Joe Pyfer's a savage though, so we might see more of his wrestling going into this one with Al Hassan.
Possibly. Up next, we got Nicholas Moda versus Trey Ogden. You care about that?
No.
Okay. We got Amanda Hebus on Luana Pinheiro, November 18th. First thoughts on that?
Man, that's it seems like a little bit of a step back for Hebus. I mean, not saying that Hebus is the biggest name in the world, and she is coming off the finish of Macy Barber, so I guess it only kind of makes sense for her to kind of take a step back.
It says straw weight's 115, right?
Yeah, and of course she's taking another step down in the division again. She's another one, kind of like Andrade, man. I didn't realize that it was 115. It doesn't seem like she can make up her mind on where she wants to fight, whether it be 115 or 125.
Dude, the comments here are killing me.
Kill Bill vibes.
Nah, the ones after that one.
Hot fight. Such dorks.
Dude.
Awesome matchup.
The last 2.
For the hottest female fighter belt.
Yo,
oh my
degenerates.
gosh.
You are degenerates. All right. Up next. Dude, we got Darren Elkins versus TJ Brown. The damage still doing the damage, huh? I suspect that's gonna get KO'd round 1 at this point.
Nah. The damage, man. He eats the damage, bro. That's he gonna do that, and he gonna use his gas tank and wear out TJ Brown, because TJ Brown likes to try to wrestle too much too. So dude, yeah, Darren Elkins laying the damage, baby.
I'm gonna like this comment right here. Winner gets a title shot, indeed. at 145, dude. Because who else is Volk gonna fight?
Dude, yeah, exactly, exactly. Let him get the rematch with let Darren Elkins get the rematch with Volk.
Yeah, I know. Nasrat Haqparast returning against Landon Quinones. You care about that?
Cool to see Nasrat back, but not familiar with the dude he's fighting. Looks like a contender series guy.
Dude, on the September 16th card, they keep adding fighters that I love to watch to cards, dude. It's great, huh? We got Anthony Hernandez is out, so he was going to take on Chris
Roman
Curtis.
Kapilov, right?
No, he was going to take on Chris Curtis. And then
Chris Curtis pulled out.
Yeah, and then he was going to take on, and then I think he was going to take on
Kapilov.
Yeah, and then he's out, and then now Kapilov is now going to face Josh Frim September 16th on the fight that I'm going to, dude. So, what's your thoughts on that, real quick?
It's just funny to see how this fight morphed from Anthony Hernandez and Chris Curtis to Josh Frim and Roman Kapilov. Just crazy, but Kapilov should probably get the dub here.
Without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt. We got this is going to be an interesting fight, dude. Gabriel Bonfim versus Nicholas Dalby. Nicholas Dalby never been finished, dude.
No, that's not going to be interesting. Yeah, I think Bonfim's going in there to take his head off. I know Dalby's he's tough, he's grindy, but yeah, Bonfim he's not going in there and win a split decision. That's for sure.
Fair enough. We got Peyton Talbot just now a fault on Contender Series. Looked pretty good doing it too. He's going to be taking on Nick Aguirre November 18th. You care about that one?
No.
All right. That's results from this past weekend, and then I know we have at least one solid one too that was announced today or yesterday. Here's one. We got Christian Rodriguez is going to be taking on Cameron Simon. That's the guy that beat Rosas Jr.
Wait, which one?
Christian Rodriguez beat Raul Rosas Jr.
Oh yeah, that's right. And against Cameron Simon, yeah, that's a big step up for Simon. But hey, Cameron Simon, he's been a little bit of a savage, but Christian Rodriguez, he's super tough too, though. So I remember, was it James Krause? I think he was talking big about him, about how tough he was and stuff like that. Christian Rodriguez. So yeah, he's definitely going to be a tough dude to finish. But hey, Cameron Simon, that is a savage.
Hell yeah. We got Jacob Malkoon. I don't know who that is. Here we go, dude. This was the one that I was talking about. Brendan Allen taking on Paul Craig, November 18th. What's your thoughts on that, dude? Main event, dude. 5 rounds at middleweight.
Oh, main event. So I was getting ready to ask, why does it seem like Brendan Allen always asks for a fight up in the division and he always ends up taking a step back? But he's getting his first main event. So that, or I guess his first official main event, because I know he had the one against Andre Muniz, what was it, last year, but I think like they ended up slotting him in at the last second because the original main event pulled out or whatever. But no, that should be a really good fight. Man, I mean, if Paul Craig's looked better, but that's definitely a bad matchup for him just because Brendan Allen, really good athlete. He's been a little bit more composed with his chin as of late, hasn't been taking nearly as much damage. And he's been actually the one who's been hurting people with the hands and steady getting the subs, dude. So yeah, Brendan Allen's on a roll. I think he'll probably still be on a roll after that one as well.
Fair enough, dude. Yeah, that's gonna be this weekend, and that's gonna be this weekend. Yeah, so that's it. That's all of our fight news announcements. Besides, I wore the Connor shirt to remind myself today, dude. So let me stop sharing this for a second. Yeah, I wore my Connor shirt that got from the I scanned the UFC code and I'm like, oh shit, those are dope. And I realized they're like $70 each. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But I got 2 solid ones. But dude, it was announced that Connor's actually going to be fighting December 16th against Michael Chandler. What's your thoughts on that? You think it's going to happen or no?
I'm not convinced. It didn't seem like what was it? I think it was last week before Dana had did the press conference, and people had asked him about it then, and they had asked if it was going to be at the beginning of the year. or would it be at the end of the year or likely beginning of the year? And he had said 2024. Dana does say one thing and then another thing happens, but in the terms of how, Conor's been acting here lately, not seeming like he even wants to fight Chandler at this point. And, Chandler's been pushing for the fight, but Conor just hasn't really seemed to have really that sense of urgency. I would definitely lean towards what Dana said and probably thinking it's going to happen in 2024. So, no, I don't think it's going to. That's if it even happens, dude. Who knows at this point? Conor could have so many damn like steroids and stuff in his system by now, dude. That shit's probably so hard to try to flush out of his system by now. He's been so juiced to the gills.
We know what Silent Six is doing in his spare time. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the execution of Josh Frim. I'm just catching up on the chat, y'all. And y'all are excited about Allen versus Craig. Peyton Talbot. Yeah, he's good. Matchup for the ages. And then depends on what Paul Craig you get. Yeah, truly, because, Paul Craig. Middleweight Paul Craig's a new mythical fighter. Is Conor even in the testing pool yet? I don't even know, man. Who knows?
Apparently not, though.
So with that being said, D-Rose, let me share the screen for this weekend. Actually, you know what? Can you talk to the people for a second? I have to get set up for this segment.
Yeah. Well, I think, kind of going back to the Two Cups comment about, Conor being in the testing pool. I mean, really, I think, and Dana has also made multiple comments as far as him not really being in the testing pool. But, of course, he's not getting too involved in the comments in terms of, the exacts on how long Conor has to be in the testing pool before, he's able to fight again or any of the sort. But I think, I would like to see the fight. I think Chandler versus Conor is a fire matchup. I think, and there's a very good chance that it doesn't go to decision. So, if there's a good chance that, we're going to get a finish out of that fight, I think, Chandler's not the shit talker, but he's very energetic. And I think he can get he does a lot of USA rah stuff. So I think he can get a lot of the crowd behind him. And of course, Conor's going to have his fans as well. So yeah, just as Daniel Vasquez said, the double champ does what he wants. So if he wants to fight Chandler, he will. But if he doesn't, man, and here lately, he just hasn't really acted like he's wanted to. So yeah, I would love to see it, but Conor doesn't give me good vibes on it though.
So with that being said, let's get into let's get ready for this weekend's fight in Paris, UFC Paris. That's what we are looking forward to. I didn't mean to do that. Gee whiz. Oui, UFC Paris. We have this weekend. This weekend, we have UFC Paris. Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak. It's going to take place in Paris, France. We've got 11 fights, y'all. Here we go. Let me share the screen with y'all and then get to dude, I look like a fucking clown. Get to this weekend's.
You like Mario.
Dude, the mustache isn't staying on my mustache. That's the issue.
All you need is a bag A. And you're good to go.
All right, dude. This weekend, UFC Paris, oui. Here we go. In Francais. Cyril Gane taking on Sergey Spivak. We got Manon Fury, the Beast, taking on Thug Rose. We got Benoit Saint Denis taking on Thiago Moises. We got Vulcan No Time Uzdemir taking on Russian Anthony Smith. Don't forget him. We talked about him when it was announced, and he's here. Bogdan Guskov, however you say it. We got William Gomi taking on Giannis Gamori. I think that's how you say it. We got Morgan Shaffery taking on Manalo Zanchi. Dude, this is harder than the Japanese card last week. We got Taylor Lapis taking on Kulikan Alafrin. We got Angelusa taking on Reese McKee. We got Nora Kamal. I believe it's Cornell, or dude, it looks like Cornhole, but Nora Cornell taking on Jocelyn Edwards, El Pantera. or La Pantera, if you will. We got Farid Basharat taking on Clejason Rodriguez. Dude, he's getting punished. The most Brazilian name in the UFC is getting punished. And in our opening fight of the night, we've got Zara Farn taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I believe that's how you say it. Or if not, we'll find out how to say it this weekend. I think I've heard other people say it like Cavalcante or some shit like that. Dude, fuck that mustache. All right. So thoughts on the card overall, real quick, D Rose?
Yeah, I think that it's a little top heavy of a card, but I mean, I think good. I think the main card's pretty good, and good fights for the Paris crowd. A lot of French fighters going over there to represent their home country, and dude, last time Cyril Gane fought there, it was definitely an electric atmosphere. So I'm definitely interested to see how the crowd sort of plays into the fights this weekend.
Fair enough. What do you grade the card overall?
That's funny. That's hilarious. But man, I mean, maybe C plus B minus territory. I think in terms of top end, there are some good fights. I'm interested to see, Rose and Mannon, and of course, we want to see where Cyril's back. Against Sergey, the Benoit Saint Denis fight. I'm really interested to see, where he kind of goes after his last performance. So there's definitely some good names, but a little top heavy though. A little top heavy.
For sure, dude. So let's get into the first fight of the night. We got Zara Farn Infinite taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I believe that's how you say it. Zara Farn 6-5, dude. Lost all 3 of her last 5, dude. Hasn't won a fight in the UFC yet. And she's going to be taking on 5-1 UFC newcomer out of Portugal. Zara Farn, the plus 260 dog. Jacqueline is a minus 325 favorite. Dude, Zara Farn's 39 years old, 5'8", 73-inch reach. And Jacqueline is 26 years old, 5'9", and she's taller, so I'm assuming she's going to have just about the same reach as well, dude. I'm going to keep this short, dude. Me and you are both going to pick the UFC newcomer here. Dude, I have 2 things to point out. This right here, you get TKO ground and pound by Felicia Spencer, and then you get submission by Megan Anderson, dude. Like, the opposite should have happened. You lost to those 2 in that way, dude. You're not a good fighter. And then I remember watching the Josiane Nunez fight. Josiane Nunez was just chasing her around.
Literally just walking down. Literally just walked her down.
Yeah, she's going to lose this fight. Probably in her retirement fight. She's just coming in here in her retirement fight at home, just getting one last hurrah in. Going to lose this fight. Do you agree?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, she's like you said, swan song here. Great career. You had a couple fights in the UFC. You made it to the big show. But, yeah, not good performances in the UFC for Zara Farn. And even though we don't know much about Cavalcanti, yeah, well, I definitely think that she gets it done this weekend.
Yeah. What's going on, Phoenix Priest? How you doing, brother? And
what's up?
On 10 days, right? I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what she's asking. I'm not sure what you're asking, Lush, brother. How dare you slander Aussie Megan Anderson? She's a great person. She's a great fight. She's a great person.
Hey, let's go.
All right.
Hell yeah. Nailed it.
Me and D Rose both on UFC newcomer there. Nothing to hide. So I want to break down this one right here, D Rose. If it's all right with your brother, just because.
Yeah, I know you like the Baccarat brothers.
Yeah, I just want to point out a few times that I've been wrong about this Baccarat and what's happening right here with this fight. So let me break it down real quick. We got we got Farid Ferocios Baccarat taking on Clejason KR Rodriguez. What a stupid name. We got 10-0 for Farid Baccarat, 8-2 for Clejason Rodriguez. Minus 290 favorite for Baccarat and plus 235 dog for Rodriguez. Basharat is 26 years old, 5'8" and 71-inch reach, while Clayton Rodriguez is 27 years old, 5'6" and a 67-inch reach. And D-Rose, all right, I'm going to take this off the screen because I have to talk to you. Dude, is Clayton Rodriguez getting punished here? But do you have it on your head now? is Clayton Rodriguez getting punished here? Because he missed 125, dude, like 3 or 4 times in a row, dude. And then so they first tried to punish him by making him fight Tatsuro Taira, which he missed weight by like 4 pounds in that fight. And then that fight didn't even happen. So now they're making him move up a weight class and fight one of their really good prospects up at 135. So that's my first question to you. But my second thing that I do want to say is I was wrong about Farid Basharat. I thought he was maybe the less of the two good brothers, but because him in the Damon Blackshear fight, we're like, Damon Blackshear, who is this UFC newcomer, short notice? He should cruise and beat him. And that fight ended up being super close and competitive. But now we know who Damon Blackshear is, and he's a really good fighter himself, dude. So even on short notice, dude, I have to look back and say, you know what, that was rather impressive. So I am back on this Basharat bandwagon. Both of them, I think, are really good prospects in the UFC. And I think he's just going to pretty much punish Clayton Rodriguez all 3 rounds. Clayton used to be like a weight bully down at 125. He ain't going to do that here because he's smaller, much smaller. And dude, I just don't see it happen. I see easy, clean win for Basharat. Which way you see it going here, brother?
I mean, that's an interesting theory. That's an interesting theory with the with maybe punishing Clayton Rodriguez for constantly missing weight. But I mean, honestly, I don't really know if it's a punishment more than like, hey, dude, if you want to continue fighting in the UFC, I mean, you're going to have to move up a division because you can't be trying to take fights at 125 and weighing in at 128. Man, I was more kind of wondering if I had kind of like a almost kind of like a Raiden type look. Like I wanted to more kind of look like Raiden, but it's not it's not working as much as I wanted it to. But no, I think probably just the UFC. I mean, I think it's similar to how Michel Pereira. I mean, he couldn't make 170. I mean, dude, you keep missing weight. Yeah, I mean, if you want to fight in this company, you're going to have to fight at a weight that you can constantly make. And I think that's the ultimatum that you give Clayton Rodriguez. And hey, you're at 135. You're going to have to build yourself back up. And for Farid Basharat, it's just for him just taking another fight and keeping it moving. I think he's going to be going to have a pretty decent size advantage. Good reach advantage. Good 3 inches in height. So yeah, he's definitely going to have all the advantages here. And I could see a decision win from Basharat. They're very clean, very technical. Doesn't really get into brawls, but they have really nice technical striking. Farid and Javad both do. And yeah, I think Basharat gets it done here. I'm probably going to load up on some bets on him 3-year decision this coming up weekend. But yeah, definitely think Basharat gets it done here for sure.
All right, fair enough. Me and D-Rose both on Farid Basharat this week. The Rebels need you, D-Rose. So with that being said, me and D-Rose both on the same fighter. Both first fights of the night. Man. All right, D-Rose. Up next, you got Nora Cornwall taking on Jocelyn.
I love that game.
Tara Edwards. Yeah, dude. We got 6-1 for Cornwall here. We got 13-4 for Jocelyn Edwards. Dude, Cornwall a plus 105 dog. So this is basically an even fight. Minus 125 favorite for Jocelyn Edwards. 33 years old for Cornwall. 5'7", we don't know her reach, but Jocelyn Edwards, we do know, 27 years old, 5'8", and a 70-inch reach. UFC vet at this point, dude. And I gotta say, dude, Jocelyn Edwards fight weeks are the fight weeks that I win my money on, dude. Y'all call them robberies, but I don't care how it happens. As long as I win that cheddar, I'm all right, dude. Break it down, D-Rose.
I know, as you said, Jocelyn Edwards, that's your girl. You end up cashing in on a few bets. Dude, I swear she gets by about the skin of her teeth on each of these fights. The only thing that just worries me, man, I just don't know how much confidence I have, putting my hopes into a newcomer. And her last win was actually looked like it was a TKO due to her opponent getting injured. So I don't know how confident I am. Jocelyn Edwards, she's got, decent striking, I guess you could say. Good. She's got some good kicks. She's got some really good leg kicks. She's got a decent 1-2. She's got pretty decent takedown defense overall. She's just not like, a very great fighter. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a tough time kind of picking this one, but I'm probably, man, give me Nora here. I'm tired of Jocelyn Edwards getting these split decisions going her way. She's going to have one, go against her eventually. And Nora coming in, UFC newcomer looking to, trying to make a statement. Hey, let's go. Jocelyn Edwards, she's been squeaking by with these decisions here. And I think Nora has to come out and really put the pressure on her. But Jocelyn Edwards, she can fade. And I think this is what happens. I think Nora gets it done.
Your pick. All right. Dorian's pick is finalized. No switching. This will be our first different pick of the pick champ because this one's for sure going in it. D-Rose is picking a female MMA fighter. Women's MMA. Keep that in mind. That she has a total of 7 fights total, and her 5th fight was a year ago. So her total career is probably 2-3 years long. She's got 7 fights altogether, where Jocelyn Edwards has been in the UFC as long as Nora's been a professional. 13-4 overall. She should be a way bigger favorite here, in my opinion. Jocelyn Edwards is going to easily take this home, and I will be betting Jocelyn Edwards this weekend. And I'm going to do a D-Rose convince me. I'm going to sack up this weekend, and I'm going to have a 2 or a 3 leg bomb this weekend that I just hope for the best on. And Jocelyn Edwards will probably be in that, dude. With our first different pick of the night. I'm going Jocelyn Edwards. D-Rose going Nora Cornhole. Yeah, dude. Her whole career has been 2 years. I can't pick her.
Dude, no. As far as you saying you loading up on a bet for Jocelyn Edwards this weekend, dude, I will pray. Dude, I am praying for you for putting your trust in Jocelyn Edwards. That's crazy.
I'm confident it's happening. Jocelyn Edwards
for pick champ is one thing. For money, yeah, that's another thing. Ugh, that's scary.
She's getting it done, dude. Up next, we got Angelusa taking on Reese Skeletor McKee. The last ninja, Angelusa, is 9-3 overall, alternating wins and losses. Reese McKee, Skeletor, 13-4-1 overall. Angelusa, minus 180 favorite. Reese McKee, plus 155 dog. Angelusa, 29 years old, 5'10", and a 74-inch reach. While Reese McKee is 27 years old, 6'2", and a 68-inch reach. D-Rose, I guess this is my turn, right? So, dude, if you take Reese McKee down, he has nothing to offer you. He's good on the feet, but if you take him down, he's dog water, dude, in your terms. Dude, it's just like, I count on Angelusa to go for takedowns in this fight. He's never been finished, so I don't think like Reese McKee finishes him, even though Reese McKee gets better as the fights go on. But he doesn't have a UFC win, and he can only beat people outside the UFC from what I've seen, while Angelusa can beat people in the UFC. So I'm going to count on this weekend Angelusa hoping to get a few takedowns, and this is one where I will not be putting my money on because I am not confident in this minus 180 favorite Angelusa that he will have the game plan of taking down Reese McKee and not getting boxed up for 3 rounds, which could definitely happen. Give me Angelusa via decision. D-Rose, which way are you going?
This is an interesting fight. I think it should be a good competitive fight. I do think Angelusa is a little bit of a heavy favorite there. I mean, he's got good power in his hands. He's got decent wrestling from what I've seen in his few fights. And he's had some good performances in the UFC. But I do think that I think Reese McKee, he's going to have the height advantage, the reach advantage. As you said, a great striker. He gets a lot of stain from his first UFC stint, But if you go back and look at his first 2 UFC fights, do you know who he fought in his first 2 UFC fights? Because he was at one point
Alex Moreno.
Yeah, I mean he was 20. He was 24 years old at that point. Underdeveloped. He was a lightweight, moving up to welterweight. Wasn't fully developed at that point, and was taking on super tough competition when he first got into the UFC. So I think he's a little bit more filled out for welterweight right now. He's kind of developed a little bit more of his game in Cage Warriors since his time. I think you could see a similar kind of resurgence. I don't want to say like in a strong terms of going for the title, but you see Modestas Bukauskas, he had a couple of failures in the UFC. Goes and gets a couple Cage Warriors fights, gets some confidence under his belt, and now he's came back, and I don't think he's lost a fight in the UFC since he's returned. I think you can see a similar thing with Reese McKee here, and I think Reese McKee actually gets it done. So I think there's a lot of value on Reese McKee this weekend, especially being that big of a dog. I'm probably going to place a little small bet on him this weekend, but yeah, I'm going to. I think Reese McKee gets it done, man.
All right, our second different pick of the night. D-Rose going Reese McKee. I am going Angelusa. So moving on up to the next fight. Good luck, D-Rose. We got Taylor Lapless taking on Colan Loughran. We got Taylor Double Impact Lapless taking on Colan the Don Loughran, dude. Lapless 18-3, Loughran 8-0, dude. Looks like we don't have any odds for this. Maybe you'll have some. But Lapless is 31 years old, 5'6", and a 73-inch reach. And Loughran is 27 years old, 5'6", and we do not have a reach. So probably around the same as Taylor Lapless, though. D-Rose, have fun. Break it down, brother.
I'm just going to tell you right now, neither one of these dudes have had a fight in the UFC. I don't know a damn thing about either or. I know you mentioned something about betting lines. I'm looking right now. There are no betting lines for this on FanDuel. There are no betting lines for this for what I was looking at on ESPN. Maybe you could look on DraftKings, let me know. But I don't see anything. The only thing that I'm doing is going with the guy that has the more experience, because both of these guys, neither have a UFC fight. Hadn't really done too much research on these two, not going to lie. So, yeah, let's just go with the guy who has more experience. Let's go Lapless.
Yeah, that's who I'm going. I've heard more about Taylor Lapless than I have heard about Loughran. So me and you are both going to be on the same fight here. So easy enough. Moving on up. Another one, dude. We got Morgan Charrier taking on Manolo. This is
good luck.
Nietzsche Zucchini.
Dude, I love zucchini.
We got the last pirate, Morgan Charrier, taking on Angelo Venezio. Dude, he has a different name as his... Dude, do you see this? He has a different name as his nickname.
Maybe that's his alter ego, or that's like his fight name. Maybe he doesn't go by his original name. He goes by that name because that's his alter ego when he gets ready to go in there and kill somebody.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Morgan Charrier, minus 305 favorite, as where is Zucchini is plus 235 dog. Charrier is 27 years old, 5'7". We don't have a reach. And Zucchini is 26 years old, 5'8", and also we don't have a reach, but also trained at Jackson Wink, so probably knows a little bit something. But I'm going on the hometown guy. That's a huge favorite. Don't know anything about this though, so I could for sure be wrong here. Not going to be betting a whole lot of this one. Give me Morgan, the last pirate Charrier, to win this fight. D-Rose, I assume you're going the same way.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, I'm going Morgan Charrier.
All right. Well, what's going on, Bob? How you doing?
What's up, Bob?
I'm glad you're able to make it today, brother. You're listening. Let's talk about some UFC en français, UFC in Paris. Oui, UFC. That's about all the French I'm going to give. I have very broken French from my time in high school that I took 6 weeks of, and remember very little broken parts of. It was not a fun class.
You was hitting him with that French Canadian earlier. I mean, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying.
got
The French
we got
Canadian. You mixing
we
in a
got
little bit though.
we got William Gomi taking on Giannis Gamori.
Hey, there you go.
William the Jaguar Gomi taking on. I already said that. He is 12-2. Won all 5 of his last 5. The Desert Warrior is 12-1. Also won all 5 of his last 5. Both fighters are fighting out of Paris, France, Paris, if you will. 26 years old for William Gomi, 6 foot and 73-inch reach, while the Desert Warrior Gomori is 28 years old, 5'9", and we don't have a reach. Is it my turn to break it down? Your turn to break it down? Or are we just both picking
It is my
William
turn.
Gomi and we're just gonna move on?
Yeah, I was going to go William Gummy. So yeah,
All
pretty
right,
much we
fair
can do
enough.
that.
Time to talk about some fighters that we might know something about, D-Rose. Vulcan, no time Uzdemir taking on Russian Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov. Vulcan, no time Uzdemir is 18-7, while Russian Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov, is 14-12. He is a plus 130 dog, while Vulcan New Time Uzdemir is a minus 160 favorite. Vulcan is 33 years old, 6'2", and a 75-inch reach. Guskov is 30 years old, 6'3", and we don't have a reach. D-Rose, I'm gonna let you break this one down, brother, and I'm gonna let you pick first. Go for it.
Yeah, I will say I don't know a whole bunch about Guzkov, but I do know as far as Uzdemir goes, it's going to be really interesting to kind of see where he's at because coming off the loss, Nikita Krylov, I thought he was kind of getting a little bit of momentum after coming off that Paul Craig win. I thought that he was able to kind of, compose himself. Paul Craig kind of gave him that fight too, but at the same time, there were ground exchanges where Uzdemir was able to basically, defend himself well, better than what I would imagine him doing. And that loss of Krylov, it's like, man, he's so topsy turvy all the time. But I do think that no time. That nickname don't fit no more because all he's had is time lately. I think the last finish that he's gotten was like what 2018, 2019 or something like that. So, or it might have been 2017, 2018. So, yeah, he's had nothing but time here lately in terms of his wins. But I do think that he's fought a lot of tough fighters. He's kind of been there, done that in terms of fighting for titles, fighting for some of the biggest names in the sport. I think he can hold the composure to be able to get a win against the UFC newcomer. Again, Guskov, just based on the pictures, just looks like an absolute savage. They're going to be, same height, similar reach. Guskov has a bunch of finishes, and we've seen, Vulcan get finished before, so it's not like it can't happen. But I'm going to rely on Vulcan's experience to get it done this weekend.
Yeah, dude, I think this Russian Anthony Smith is a fraud, dude. Dude, if you go on Tapology and look at his record, dude, he's like fighting people that are like here. I think I have it. I think I can just pull it right here, dude. He's fighting people like later in his career that don't have any wins, dude.
Really?
Hold on.
See, stuff like that always kind of like.
Maybe I might be thinking about someone else. But yeah, dude, I'm just not sure. And he's never even been to the third round before, dude. So, or I guess maybe once against possible, dude. Yeah, I'm going Vulcan New Time Uzdemir to probably stay safe and get the decision win here. But UFC newcomer wouldn't surprise me too much if he is just on some steroids, makes a statement, or just announces his arrival. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you, D Rose, and I'm gonna go with the UFC vet and Vulcan No Time Uzdemir to having a little time this weekend, and but maybe getting a late finish because UFC newcomer he could use up all his gas in the first,
especially round. Never being into the third round as well. I didn't know that as well. So maybe Vulcan, he might not have no time, but he might not have all the time in the world like he has here lately.
Yeah, so I know you want to break down this one, D-Rose. I'm going to let you do it. We got Benoit Saint Denis taking on Thiago Moises, the God of War. Benoit Saint Denis is 11-1. What the hell? Do you hear that? It's only me.
No.
I think it's like the Tapology ads are playing. The God of War is 11-1. Thiago Moises is 17-6. Minus 135 favorite for Benoit Saint Denis, plus 115 for Thiago Moises. 5 foot, 27 years old, 5'11", and 73-inch reach for Benoit Saint Denis, while Thiago Moises is 28 years old, 5'9", and 70.5-inch reach. D-Rose, break it down and let the people know why you're picking Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting fight. I think in terms of, the way that it kind of moves Saint Denis up in the division, this is the biggest name in the UFC that he's fought to this point. Thiago Moises is, he's a proven, tough out every time. He might not be the best fighter in the world, but, I know a lot of people credited him with his jiu-jitsu, kind of giving Islam, not giving him problems, but definitely kind of gave Islam more hurdles to clear than people anticipated. So, and I think, his jiu-jitsu is really slick. His boxing came along really well. Thiago Moises is a very good fighter. Dude, Benoit Saint Denis, I know, and we always talked about it as well with that fight against Aleksei Dos Santos, where he ended up having that fight and he ended up getting the dog shit beat at him in that fight, and the fight never got stopped. He ended up fighting at 170. He took the fight on short notice. That's not his natural weight class. Dude, ever since he's been down at 155, the dude's been an absolute savage. And I really thought in that last fight against against Bonfim, I thought it really just showed his versatility. The Sugar Champ. The Sugar Champ is here. But Benoit Saint Denis, 3 straight finishes, man. Dude, he's an absolute savage. I thought that, the Ismail Bonfim performance, we were both wondering why he was a huge underdog in that fight. And if people were smart enough to bet on him like we were thinking but didn't, the people would have cashed that weekend because it was completely obvious as soon as they faced off. Yeah, Benoit Saint Denis probably going to get this fight done. And he's got good kicks, good hands, good wrestling. I just think he's got the complete package, and I just think he's going to end up overwhelming Thiago Moises. He's going to have the home crowd behind him here. I think Saint Denis gets it done.
Fair enough, dude. I can't argue with what you're saying too much. My thing is this just a big step up? Like the 2 people that he last fought were Gabriel Miranda and obviously Ismail Bonfim, which was also UFC newcomer. And dude, I think he could have made 145, to be honest. But Saint Denis he's a big guy for 155, I guess. Solid guy for 155. Tough as all hell, as you said. Tough as an old leather boot, as you like to say. But dude, this fight worries me just a little bit. I don't think Thiago Moises finishes Benoit Saint Denis because, as I said, tough as all hell, and he's good enough on the ground to survive. If this stays on the feet, this could go either way. My thing is if Benoit shoots in against a real legit UFC vet and legit black belt dude, could he get his neck snatched up? I don't know, dude. This is a risky one for me that I'm not too confident on, but I am with you, D Rose. I do think Benoit Saint Denis ends up grinding out Thiago Moises and probably wins a decision here. I don't think he gets the finish.
I was waiting to see it. I was waiting to see if you was going to do it. I was waiting to see if you were going to pick Moises.
Nah, I just think the 2 inches in size and maybe weigh-in day, I'll change my mind, dude. But I just think Benoit's jacked and Thiago Moises more of on the slicker, maybe thinned outside just a little bit. So,
Thiago Moises in his last fight, the one thing you ain't gonna say about Thiago Moises is that he is not Jack Diesel, because that dude in his last fight, dude, he was jacked. So he's definitely.
But there's a body mass difference in Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean there. Yeah, it looks like Saint Denis probably could fight at 170 consistently if he wanted to, but yeah, Moises' last fight against Costa, dude, he looked like he might have been a weight class bigger than Costa, in that fight. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude. But here we go. So me and you both on Benoit Saint Denis co-main event. We've got Manon, the Beast Feu, taking on Thug Rose,
Yep.
Namajunas, Feu, Manon, the Beast Feu.
Yep.
Yep. We've got 10-1 for Manon Fier, 11-5 for Thug Rose, Namajunas. Manon Fier is minus 185 favorite. Thug Rose is a plus 155 dog. Manon Fier, 33 years old, 5'7", 66-inch reach. Rose Namajunas, 31 years old, 5'5", 65-inch reach. Is it my turn or my turn, right, D-Rose?
Yeah.
Dude, I guess my question really is, if that Carla fight didn't happen, dude, would Rose be the favorite coming into this fight?
The betting lines would be a lot closer. I know that. The betting lines would be a lot closer. But I still think people are a little bit hesitant with her moving up, though.
All right, dude. Here's the way I see this one going. Dude, I like Manon Fier, dude, in my opinion, beat Caitlin Chukagian, one of the biggest girls at 125, pretty handily, dude. Knuckled her up all 3 rounds, in my opinion. I know, like, did it go to split or no?
I think it was unanimous 29-28.
Yeah. But last October, dude, me and you were watching that one together. And I
thought Chukagian won. But
you picked Chukagian, I picked Manon Fier, dude. And dude, it's like the way she fights is so composed. She has this nice karate stance. She just blitzes in, throws these kicks to the knees, to the body, and then blitzes in with her fist, dude. Rose is going to be the smaller girl here, and that's going to be interesting because she's usually the bigger girl down at 115. Yeah, dude, I doubt Rose put on size. I just think she's probably not cutting as much weight, dude. I don't think Rose has a shot at winning this fight. One, because I don't think she tries to get it to the ground because she doesn't really go for takedown. She's okay if it goes there. She has great like jiu-jitsu once it gets there, but even if she just does try to take her down, kind of like in the main event, but we'll get to it. Dude, I just don't think Rose can close the distance on Manon Fier, get her hands wrapped around her to get her down, and on the feet, dude, this is like Manon minus 300 in my opinion, dude. Give me Manon Fier to win this fight, dude. She might even knock Rose out, but dude, Manon for sure getting this done this weekend. 185. Which way are you going, D-Rose?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting fight. You know, I still think it's weird to see Rose moving up. I swear I got this conspiracy theory that all they're trying to do, the UFC is trying to keep Rose away from Wei Li because where she's already beaten Wei Li twice, but Wei Li's a champ that they want to promote. But I mean, we all know that Rose is one of the best strawweights in the world. And I just think at this point, maybe she's just tired of just cutting the weight, or maybe she's just trying to get to the closest path to getting a title because I don't think the UFC wants her fighting for the strawweight title anytime soon with Wei Li already being there. Taking the fight against Manon, it's got to let me think that she's got a little bit more. Her and her team's got a little bit more confidence in their skills and the way that they match up.
Barry has any sort of game plan and even life, dude.
No, but Trevor Whitman as well is one of her, her coaches. I know Pat Barry has a lot of, input on that, but just in terms of, Trevor Whitman does have a lot of decision making in terms of, just in terms of how they approach a fight and stuff like that. And I would have to think that, Trevor Whitman having some input with it as well to think, hey, they potentially do have something in their game that they can expose holes in Manon Fierro's game. But I mean, dude, as you said, Man is a savage, savage with the kicks, good boxing. She's quick. She's in and out. I mean, she's fought some, decent competition up to this point. Mayra Bueno Silva, Jennifer Maia, Caitlin Chukagian. She's beat all of them. Man, I just think she hasn't fought the best yet. And Rose, I'm the best. Let's go, Rose Namajunas. I think she gets it done. I think she does use a little bit more of her wrestling, though. I think that I think Rose, we've seen her jiu-jitsu. We know that she's got some good submissions when she tends to use her wrestling. And yeah, I think that there's a chance that if Rose wins, she ends up fighting for the title next. If Manning wins, sort of similar to what I said earlier, I think if Manning wins, there's a chance that she still doesn't fight for the title, and I think she ends up fighting Blanchfield next. But yeah, man, I still think Rose has the tools to get it done. Take that Carla fight out, dude. If you go back to that Wei Lee fight, dude, Wei Lee is as strong as an ox as we've seen, and she was working on her wrestling with Henry Cejudo going into that second fight, and Rose was still able to use her wrestling against Wei Lee in that fight to win that second fight. So I don't think wrestling with man is going to be that much different than wrestling with an ox like Wei Lee is. I think Rose gets it done with her wrestling.
All right, D-Rose forcing the pick and picking Rose Namajunas over Manon Fior.
Let's go.
Definitely forced, though. For a third different pick of the night, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't pick different on the main. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor. Heading into this main event, hit a thumbs up on this video. Support your boys over here. We're here every single UFC fight week on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Hey, what's this lady putting on deodorant on my screen for? We are here every UFC fight week at 8:30. Come support your boys. Hit a thumbs up on the video, and that's all that we ask. Main event time. We got Cyril Bongamon taking on Sergey Polar Bear Spivak. Bongamon is 11-2 overall. His only 2 losses ever were to John Jones and Francis Ngannou. Keep that in mind. 16-3 for Sergey Polar Bear Spivak, minus 175 favorite for Cyril Bongamon. Polar Bear is plus 150 dog. 33 years old for Cyril Gane, 6'4" and 81-inch reach. Sergey Spivak is 28 years old, maybe 128 years old, because I feel like, dude, he looks like a to quote Uncle Weezy, he looks like a vampire, dude. He like lives in Transylvania. He
definitely does. He got the big, ugly, kind of like flashy type eyes, pale ass skin. I mean, pale as all teeth, fucking dude. Yeah. He's definitely some blood. Yeah, he's definitely some type of vampire ghoul type.
He's like, yeah.
I hate garlic.
28 years old, 6'3", and a 78-inch reach. So hopefully Cyril Gane can wear a garlic necklace into the octagon with him this weekend. But D-Rose, break it down, and who you picking, man?
Man, I think Cyril Gane. Man, I hate when the cereal is gone when I go to get some Fruity Pebbles and dude, I go look and there's nothing on top of the fridge. But no, I think dude, Cyril Gane, he's just gonna be the better athlete in my opinion. The reach, the footwork. I'm going to pick Cyril to win, but there are some holes that we obviously know in his game that Sergey Spivak can take advantage of, and that is Cyril Gane's wrestling defense. Sergey Spivak, over his last few fights, has looked a lot better. And his only loss in his last 7 or 8 fights was to Tom Aspinall. So it's not like he lost to a bum, and everybody else he's pretty much wiped through. And he's used his wrestling to get it done against a lot of those guys and against a lot of guys who are, you could maybe say are just as big or if not bigger than him. And he gave a lot of those guys problems. So Cyril Gane does have a lot to defend in terms of the wrestling, but I think if he keeps it on the feet, it's just not even close. Sergey Spivak, I can't even remember like any type of striking highlight. And I can't even remember a punch that Sergey Spivak has landed like on the feet at all. But I do think that, Cyril Gane, we know how clean he is with his striking, his footwork. And I think even if he gets taken down, I do think there's positions where, he's good with Kimura sweeps and stuff like that to be able to get back up to his feet. I think he's a better athlete here, and I think Gane gets it done.
Fair enough, dude. I think Jan's going to shock the world. I think he's maybe got a little chip on his shoulder this week. I heard a few of his interviews that he said he was disappointed in his last performance, dude. And
so were we.
Yes, dude, but it was against John. Dude, can you imagine starting your MMA career, having 8 fights, and then fighting John Jones, the greatest of all time. You don't think that spot maybe got to him just a little bit, dude?
Do you not have?
It was a bad performance, dude. But him, like fucking versus like
That was his 12th fight.
Dude. That was a close. I mean, 12 fights, and then you're fighting John Jones, dude.
Yeah, I know, and I get it in terms of experience, but the whole thing was that it was the way that it happened because Cyril Gane fought for a championship against Derek Lewis in Houston.
Yeah.
He fought against Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight title. Cost himself the heavyweight title in the 5th round due to a bad IQ moment that he had. So it's not like he hasn't been put in the big spotlight and has shown up before. The reason why it was so bad in that John Jones fight was just that he just got completely overwhelmed and dominated. And it just looked like instead of trying to fight the submission off, he just ended up just quitting before the going really got tough. That's why people were disappointed.
Hey, I attribute that to that's the greatest of all time, John Jones.
Oh, definitely. Like,
it just is what it is. I don't take anything away from that at all. And as you said, dude, Francis versus him was close. He could only lost to John Jones at this point, dude. With that being said, dude, I think he's gonna come out here and show everybody what's up this weekend. There is a game plan to beat Sergey Spivak. Knees and elbows, dude. And dude, I'm sorry, if you lose to Marcin Tybura, in no world are you going to ever beat Cyril Gane, dude. I don't think he gets close to Cyril Gane. I think Cyril Gane keeps his distance, and if he does close the distance, he eats knees and elbows and gets knocked out. Give me Cyril Gane to win this fight via knockout this weekend. That's the way I'm going. I'm pretty confident Cyril Gane gets it done this weekend, and that he finishes Sergey Spivak too, dude.
Yeah, 5 rounds is going to be pretty tough. Imagine that's going to go the whole 5. I don't know in terms of round betting for finish, but yeah, I definitely would not be surprised if we see like a body shock TKO or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Nate. Like, dude, if you just watch the Tom Aspinall fight, the game plan is there. Knees and elbows, quick start. He's definitely capable of it. Does he normally do it? No, but if he wants to come out here and make a statement this weekend, get another heavyweight title shot, there's a way to do it. Finish Sergey Spivak early. He didn't take no damage in that John Jones fight. Indeed, he did not. It's like someone losing to Volk. Yeah, like it is what it is. And our guy, Lush, Low, Maine, every single week, keeping track of our different picks and dropping the dono, letting us know what our pick is. Truly, Lush, every single week we do it. But thank you, brother. Even still, giving your hard-earned money to these two guys over here. We truly appreciate it, brother. You guys pick different on Cornhole versus Edwards, Lusa versus McKee, and Manon Fuhrer versus Doug Rose Namajunas. D Rose, I got a clean sweep coming up this week. Sorry to do that for you. You better cherish that belt this week while you can. But clean sweep for your boy over here. We got one close one and 2 pretty big lines. So I had pretty much all dogs last week. D Rose got the dogs this week. But unlike D Rose, he gets to pick the fights, that he wants to lose the pick champ on. Not for me. Not for me this week. They're picked for me. Our only 3 different picks this week. So cherish it while you can, D Rose. But those are our 3 different picks for this weekend. And once again, Lush, appreciate the $5 dono, brother. You're the man. And then Gone under 2.5, a solid bet, possibly, but he could do Cyril Gane things and just stay at range for all 5 rounds, and it wouldn't surprise me too much either. But I do like Gane to win the fight no matter what, though. I'm surprised he's not a bigger favorite, but hey, it is what it is. D Rose, yeah, man. I guess that's the show for the most part. You got anything to say before we get off here? That's our picks, our bets, closing it out.
Nah, man, we gonna bring it back with the dogs, and I'm gonna come back with the dog chain on next week because the dogs are gonna get it done. The pick champ will return, and we're gonna hit some bets this weekend too. Best believe.
All right. I'm gonna sack up this weekend. I'm gonna lay my nuts on the table. I'm probably have a solid 2-leg, maybe Cyril Gane and Jocelyn Edwards. That might be my 2-leg this weekend, dude. Cyril Gane, Jocelyn Edwards. Straight like that. I might put a 50 piece on it. $50 right like that. Let's see what the odds are. But hey, it is what it is. I might even make it 3-leg and throw my non-fear in there as well, just to make it even better, dude.
Oh,
Just
okay.
to
I
rub
mean,
it in your face, just to rub it.
I mean, if you did Gane and Furo, I'd be like, okay, that's solid, dude. I cannot believe you were willing to spend that much money on Jocelyn Edwards. You are absolutely nuts.
She continues to hit for me, D Rose. I have to trust her this weekend. I'm putting my faith in Jocelyn Edwards. She's going to get it done. But that's going to be all for me and D Rose. My name is Matt. That's D Rose. This has been the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. I will be live tomorrow night with, I believe, Joe's Card Stash. I believe we're still doing that here. I got a couple of blasters to rip with Joe. We're going to chat some UFC cards, talk some Chronicles, things like that. UFC card video will be on Friday. Hopefully, my stuff comes in. I ordered it, and it should be here tomorrow. So hopefully I have time to film that. But yeah, that's going to be all from us here this time. Matt, D Rose, and catch us next week right back here for the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast to recap this past weekend and then talk UFC 293 in Australia, right?
Right.
Next week. Holy
Sydney.
smokes. Absolutely nuts, dude. And to be honest, that pay-per-view sucks. But hey,
very top heavy.
But, it is what it is. That's going to be all from us, Matt, D-Rose, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Oui. UFC in party.